Hello. Okay, I am finally at the allotment. It's been a long day. I am tired, but I have to put these guys into beds, and I should have come earlier because my sweet potato is almost burnt to a crisp because it's been so hot and I had not opened the vents to let some heat in. So all I have left are a few of these guys surviving. It's only a few. One there. You see? That one is just about surviving. That one looks a bit crispy as well. So, ain't looking good. But I've opened them up now. I've opened the vents up to allow a bit of air in. Hopefully that will be enough, because normally these things, they live in very hot countries and have to struggle a lot to survive in extremely hot countries. So why shouldn't they survive in here? This one looks like it's totally and completely crisped and fried. You can notice I'm not too sad about it because I know that there is always hope. I've got a few, they'll have to do. But for now, my plan is to make myself sit down and have a cup of tea because I've been very busy this morning. My homegrown Sweetcorn is fatter than the one I bought from the shops. I've got some kale to put in as well, so that needs to go in. But priorities first. We're going to have a cup of tea. Oh yeah, and we're going to be sowing some carrots as well, so we'll need to water these beds thoroughly in preparation for carrot sowing. We're going to put in some parsnips as well. Sweetcorn is going to go here close to the disaster sweet potatoes in the hope that if the sweet potatoes have company, they'll be happier. Temperatures are warming up, but our evenings and early mornings are still below 10 degrees, and so that is a little bit worrying, but it is what it is. Whew, I am tired because I did a lot this morning, as you saw. Sewing while standing is not easy. I should have sat down, but I did not, and there's a lot I still want to do at home, but for today I've done enough. So let's just sit down, relax, and have a cup of tea. As always, it's Earl Grey because it's my favorite type of tea. I love the flavor of it. Some people consider it to be perfume, but for me, Earl Grey is yummy. It's the best tea ever. All right, I'll see you after I finish this. Okay, I've played some music today and it's energizing me, so I'm going to get on and get started. Let's go. I'm more tired than I thought. Oh gosh, this has been hard work, even digging this in. This bed is really bad. It's so stony. I would need to give it at least a good 4 to 6 inches of soil for it to work well. But what I've been doing is every stone I find, I pick out. So if I dig and touch a stone, the stone comes out. It almost feels like the previous owner of this section was just putting all the stones in this bed. But anyway, it is what it is. The corn is in, and as you can see, the shop bought ones, and then look at my ones. The ones that survived and started to grow look so much better than the shop bought ones. I've actually sown more, but now I'm wondering where the hell it will go when it starts to grow. But I'm sure I'll find somewhere. Even if I put it in random places, it will get a home. So now what I need to do is I need to work out where to put that strawberry plant that I brought down, and then also I can actually put the kale in there, and then I'm done. I'm tired, so I'm done. I wanted to do one of these beds, to tidy one of these beds, because I don't like this mess. I want to see it gone, but it's a lot of work. We shall see. I probably won't do it today. I think I need to go home and rest. So I'll put the soil in the... Or should I put this soil on here? No, I brought a bag of soil. I think I'll put it on this bed. The peat-free Miracle Grow is awful. It is extremely dry. So because it's dry, I'm going to use it as a mulch, and that means that anything on top of it will not be able to survive because it won't have any water. I'm also putting this in here so that I take an empty container back home. So this can actually be used to mulch as well. This needs a lot of mulching anyway, so it's not going to kill it to get a lot of mulch today. So mulching helps to build up the soil and provide fertility for the bed as you're growing. So let me get the rest of this, mulch it, and then I'll have the rest of my cup of tea before I try and tackle the rest of it. Oh, I'm so tired. I'll show you when I'm done. I can't be bothered to even set up the camera because it just fell over because it's so windy. I do like watching myself put things in the ground, but today, je suis fatiguée. I am tired. And they say in Luganda, they say Nkoye. In Chichewa, they say Ndatopa. I have to learn other languages, how they say I'm tired in other languages, so that I can actually say it in about 10 languages. So let's get on. Hello again. Time is 4:30 something. I've just sown this bed with some carrots, beetroot, and some spring onion. Oh yeah, and on the edges I put some purple dwarf French beans. I'm actually putting this on here so that I can remember, because I'm not likely to remember tomorrow. I thought I had my gladiator parsnips, but I don't, because I was going to put them in this bed. So for today, I actually watered it really well, with the plan being to sow it today, but I'll leave it, I'll cover it up, and I'll come tomorrow. but I thought I may as well show you what I've got growing at the allotment. I'm so knackered, so we'll start here. Obviously raspberries. I've put mushroom spores in there quite a while back now, so but we don't expect anything from them for at least another 5 months plus, so I'm not worried about it. This is something I need to pull out. I'm not going to do it now, I'm tired. I'm just going to show you what I've got. So we got raspberries here. I think they're red currants over there, but I'm not going to go there. I don't think I like red currants, but I'll wait until they're ripe, try them. But most likely I don't like them, which means I'll be taking them out. And then we come to some of our most recent beds here. In here we've got Chinese cabbage and some rape, which went in last weekend and is doing well. Further away from us, that's spring cabbage and Swiss chard. More spring cabbage, Swiss chard, and younger spring cabbage, which went in later than this one, the plan being to use it for leaves. Over here we have more Chinese cabbage and rape, and today I've just added in some kale, dwarf kale, and it's so tiny, it hasn't been thriving in the peat-free compost, so I'm hoping that now that it's in the bed it will start to grow. In here we have broccoli, as well as, oh, hold on, let me try and get this off for you so I can actually put you inside a little bit. There we go. So we have broccoli, we have sprouting broccoli here, and then over on the other side we have our kaleets. There's a few potatoes which keep wanting to grow in here, and I don't want them, so I have to keep pulling them out, which is a hassle, but it's something that has to be done every so often, but not today. Today I'm tired. I keep saying that, don't I? Over here are the kaleets. I don't know if you can actually see them well. Oh, I suppose I can lift this up a moment for your sake. Hold on 2 seconds, give me a moment. I really need to get the nails out of these boards. They're dangerous as they are. Now, bindweed is all over this allotment, so we're constantly having to pull it out, otherwise it will take over. But those are the kaleets, and I love that chive with its lovely flowers, absolutely gorgeous. But the kaleets are doing fine, and I've seen another big bindweed. Oh, I'm so tired. I'll leave it for today. I'm not going to be weeding now, because if I start weeding I will not stop. So what I'll do is I'll make a date with the weeds and come and pull them out another day. Right, we turn around, and over here we have some sort of pumpkin. That's all I can tell you about it. I planted Crown Prince and Uchikuri. I don't know which ones have survived, but we have 6 plants here. Because I really wanted a Crown Prince and I'm really worried that that's the one that has not survived, I've put a couple of extra seeds in a pot today in the hope that they will grow well. And then over here we have courgettes, which are already starting to show life, and another one here. And once again, I don't for the life of me know what type of courgettes they are, because some succeeded, others did not, and these look like they're all the normal types of courgettes. I had planted some patty pans but I did not look after them well. So in the end, I just chucked them. So I don't think any of these are patty pans. It looks like I may have a lot of different types of courgettes. I don't know what they'll look like until they start to grow bigger. But I think within about 2 weeks' time, we're going to be harvesting courgettes. And I can see a bit of bindweed trying to creep out of here. See, so I just put it on the path where it dries out. Okay, right over there we've got our garlic, but first, before we do the garlic, I've got a couple of aubergines here which are at a standstill at the moment. I think it's because it's been so cold. And then we move on to the garlic and onion bed. So I've just mulched this today, kind of weeded it, and then applied mulch. So weeded it, watered it, and mulched it. I put a couple of peppers here to see how peppers do. The soil is not great because this is the soil I sieved and then replaced, and I put a bit of manure on it in winter, but it's still not the best soil. However, we've got pretty decent looking garlic. I had to think on that. We got very decent looking garlic, which makes me think possibly we'll have a good crop of it. And shallots, which are doing fine. Grass is very clever. It grows next to the shallots so that you can't tell the difference between it and the shallots, but I've seen you and you're coming out. There we go. And this was spinach, which has gone past its eating phase. It's flowering, but I'll leave it there. I'll use it for the compost, and that's all there is. So not much, but for now it's enough, taking into consideration that the season is just beginning. We got garlic, shallots, aubergines, courgettes, pumpkins, broccoli, sprouting broccoli, kaleets, Chinese cabbage, spring cabbage, Swiss chard, rape, and we've just put in some I'd forgotten about this side. We just put in some baby corn, so this has just gone in today. So we've got baby corn, there's more sown at home. I just put this strawberry here because I'm thinking that if the sweet potato fails, that will end up having strawberries all the way there. So we shall see what happens with our poor baby sweet potatoes. Oh, I feel so bad. If they die, they die. I'll start again and I'll grow them. I think I should have done what I wanted to do, which is to put them in pots at home, but you live and you learn. So I think we've got about 15 bits and pieces growing. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. And we've still got 1, 2, 3, kind of 4, and I'll count that as another 4, 8 spaces to fill with something growing. So I need to put my thinking cap on and think what to do. But for now, the brassicas are done. I don't have to worry about whether or not I have enough brassicas. I definitely have enough brassicas, and so I just need to focus on, oh, it's windy today. I need to focus on my other stuff that I need to grow, and I need to sit down and think, because sometimes we spend so much time doing, we actually forget to take time to think about what it is we want to grow. And that's a very important question we have to answer if we are to have successful growing season, because you could end up growing just the one thing over and over again, which is not a good thing. Sorry, I'm probably shaking you about as I'm trying to put that netting back down because I had it up so I could actually show you what I had in there easily, since I was in there putting in some what is it, the kale. All right, let me go. I'm supposed to have left by now, but as you do, it was looking rather untidy, so I've just been clearing, putting stuff into the compost, tidying and weeding a little bit. I had a couple of long wild raspberries that were growing here that I was supposed to pull out next week. I pulled them out, pulled out most of the bindweed down there and tidied up the space a bit because I don't like a messy space when I'm sat down. So because I sat down to drink my cup of tea. When I last spoke to you, it was 4:30, wasn't it? Let me see what time it is now. The time is nearly an hour later because I started listening to an audiobook whilst watching everything around me and listening to the birds, and I got a little bit of extra energy, and I feel I need to make, I need to make time to do some burning because I've got a lot of weeds and bindweed. I'm putting the bindweed in there for burning when I finally get round to burning everything. I am drying it off as much as I can. I'm going to use that green container for compost tea, and I think I'm content with where I'm at now. It's much better now that everything is tidier than it was. I prefer it this way. Okay, I'm going home. It's late. I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm having for supper. I'll think of something. And I need to start thinking about putting all the compost that's in the bins over there into my new compost bins and mixing everything together so that we have soil for next year. All right. Ciao. You can hear how tired I am. I'm the only one left here. The only crazy one. But then I didn't come in the morning. In the morning I was at home, so that gives me the right to be here now. Okay, have a good evening. Ciao.